This is Valmiki Ramayan, Season 7, Episode 12, Kumbhakarna. Ravan's top generals lay dead, and he had lost his first face-to-face encounter with Ram. Ravan felt defeated and crushed. He wondered how and why things had come to such a pass. And in a rare moment of introspection, he admitted to himself that it must be the payback for all his misdeeds. Shaptoham vedavatya yatha sa dharshita pura seyam sita mahabhaga jata janakanandini. Vedavati had cursed me when I forced myself on her. She must have taken birth as Sita, Ravan thought. But then he collected himself and considered his options. All was not lost yet. He still had his younger brother, Kumbhakarna. If only he could wake him up.
Kumbhakarna. I have heard his story. He was a giant. And he used to sleep for 6 months and then stay awake for 6.
Kumbhakarna would sleep for many days or even months at a time. And when he woke up, his hunger was insatiable. By the way, this medical condition is rare but not unknown. These symptoms are the result of endocrinological imbalances. Note, this is not the first time we have come across Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna was in Ravan's court during the showdown with Vibhishan. At that time, Valmiki did not describe him as a giant. But in the sargas that follow, Valmiki uses a lot of poetic imagery. Ravan sent off some Rakshasas to Kumbhakarna's subterranean palace. The giant was lying on his bed in a deep sleep. The Rakshasas tried to wake him up. And how? They shook him and they called out his name. They started beating drums and blasted conches. But Kumbhakarna kept sleeping soundly. They punched him, struck him with maces, and pulled his hair. But even that did not help. Finally, Varananam sahasrancha shariresya pradhavitam. 1,000 elephants ran up and down his body. Kumbhakarna slowly stirred awake, yawning. The Rakshasas knew he would wake up hungry, and so they had brought plenty of food and drink. Mounds of deer, pig and buffalo meat, large pails filled with blood, and jars of wine. Kumbhakarna gobbled it all down, and then asked them why they had disturbed him. They told him that things were not going well for them in the war, and that the king wished to see him. Kumbhakarna then gulped down many more jars of wine. Thus refreshed, he went to see Ravan. Ravan gave him a frank assessment of the situation. The Vanaras have killed most of our top leaders, and they have hardly suffered any losses. Our forces are severely depleted, but I know that you can still save us. Please do this for me. Go to the battlefront and destroy the enemy. Kumbhakarna burst out laughing and replied, "We had warned you earlier, but you did not listen to your well-wishers. Shighram khalvabhyupetam tvam phalam papasya karmanah. Now soon, you will get the result of your misdeeds." Kumbhakarna then spoke to Ravan about the importance of having the right balance between dharma, artha and kama. That is, righteousness, wealth creation and satisfying desires. But Ravan shot back at him with irritation. "Manyo guru ivacharyah kim mam tvam anushasase." Why are you lecturing me like a teacher? I admit I did not listen to you. But why waste energy on talking about the past? We must think about what we need to do next. And what you need to do is help me in my time of need. Kumbhakarna thought perhaps he had been too hard on Ravan. He assured him, "Don't worry. Of course I will help you. I will now go into battle and kill your enemies. I will bring back Ram's head for you. You rest easy." By the way, in these discussions inside Ravan's palace, Valmiki does not describe Kumbhakarna as extraordinarily huge. But in the battle scenes that follow, he again picks up on the imagery of Kumbhakarna as a giant. Valmiki says, Kumbhakarna's fierce eyes were the size of chariot wheels, and his height was equal to 600 bows placed side to side. In other words, his height was almost a kilometer or around 3,000 feet. Obviously, this is an exaggeration. When Kumbhakarna came out of the city, the Vanar troops started running back in terror. Angad held the forces together and somehow launched an attack. But the rocks and tree trunks they threw at Kumbhakarna hardly caused him trouble. He smashed them with his mace and even with his fist. And he ran amok, rampaging through the Vanaras like a forest fire. He did not use a bow like the other Rakshas leaders. His weapons of choice were maces and spears. With one swing of his mace, he would hit hundreds of Vanaras. He scooped them up off the ground, 10 and even 20 at a time, and devoured them. Hanuman tried to stop him. He threw rocks at him with such force and speed that the Rakshas could not knock them away quickly enough. Kumbhakarna was injured and bleeding, but that did not slow him down. He threw a spear at Hanuman, which struck Hanuman on the chest. Hanuman was left dazed, vomiting blood and groaning in pain. Pravihvalah shonitam udvaman mukhat nanada bhimam. Kumbhakarna next attacked Sugriv and knocked him out with a large boulder. He then picked up the unconscious king of the Vanaras and started going back towards Lanka. But Sugriv regained consciousness and realized what was happening. He attacked Kumbhakarna with his sharp nails, bit him on the face, and managed to escape. The enraged Rakshas started viciously attacking the Vanar troops once again. Soon, he had killed so many that his body was covered with their blood. Now, it was up to Ram to stop him. Ram used the Raudrastra and struck the Rakshas in the chest with many sharp arrows. This pushed Kumbhakarna into an insane rage. He started swinging his club wildly, swatting away the arrows that Ram fired at him. He killed anyone and everyone in his way, Vanaras and Rakshasas. And then Ram fired the Vayavyastra and cut off Kumbhakarna's right arm. Kumbhakarna screamed in pain. He grabbed a tree with his left hand and charged towards Ram. But Ram was too quick for him. Ram fired another arrow and broke his left arm too. Ram then struck his legs and immobilized him. And finally, with one last arrow, Ram cut off his head. The earth shook as the giant's body crashed to the ground. When Ravan heard about this, he did not react in anger as he had done with previous losses. This blow was too much for the king of the Rakshasas. Ravanah shokasantaptah mumohacha papatacha. Ravan was stunned and he collapsed to the ground in grief. And he lamented, Vibhishan was right. I should have listened to him. iti, her, asa. That is how it happened.